Alright, man. It's the Kid 315. And here with Miya Bailey, man, legendary tattoo artist. We here on his debut movie called Color Outside the Lines. And the first question I got for you today, man, is what made you get that name, Color Outside the Lines?
We was working on the film. I wrote down a whole bunch of different names, and we was almost finished with the film before we even thought of a name for it, because we didn't. It was shooting a documentary, so you don't know what direction it's going to turn with the stories.
Right.
So it was just something that kind of just, we was writing it down. AJ was like, "That's a good one," you know what I'm saying? It was like, sound good too, me, you know. So we just wrote a whole list of stuff down, man, and that was how it came. I can't remember what it just made me think about, like, I mean, they always call us colored, you know what I'm saying? Then I thought about tattoos as color, you know, and it's really about color outside the lines. It's like all these different people that is not in the fold, the line, you know. So it's a whole bunch of people on the outside. So
okay, what inspired you to do that movie?
First thing I got the idea, I was looking at James Spooner's Afropunk documentary. And I was like, man, this is awesome. And I always thought, like, man, just imagine if James Spooner didn't capture that moment of Afropunk, that era of music. And nobody would have knew probably, you know what I'm saying, that culture existed. And I was like, man, so many different subcultures of tattooing and no one told the story. And then was getting approached by, you know, people to do reality shows and stuff like this. And it was just to a point where I seen what they was going to try to do in that direction. And I just didn't really like how everything was going, where everything was controlled by people who wasn't in the culture of tattooing. How can you make anything about tattooing if you're not in the culture?
Right.
You know, so it's just like, I know exactly it wanted some ratings, but it's not always about that, in my opinion. You know, it's all about doing something that's gonna be timeless. And it's like, you got fast food music and there's music on the radio, you got fast food TV shows. You know, you got shows that you're gonna see on TV and then you won't remember these people after a long time. Or you remember them, you're gonna think about the character they displayed on TV.
Definitely.
And you be like, oh man, that's what, and that person might be a cool person. You might think this person's an asshole, this person really cool, but the way they portrayed on TV, it will make the world think this person is that. And I just didn't want to put me or my artist in that situation, so we just wanted to do a film that was honest, and that was basically it, man.
Was it hard to get the other artists to join in on that movement?
No, man, it was pretty simple. I've been doing tattoos for a long time, so when I started tattooing, it was probably about four to five black tattoo artists around. So it was like, usually when a new black tattoo artist popped up, you kind of heard about them. It was a big deal, like, oh. So I kind of had a relationship with most of the professional black artists in the industry, and I got turned down by about 2-3 people. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think they understood the vision, you know, when I was doing the film. There's no hard feelings. Those people, they're doing fine without my help.
Yeah. Definitely. Now, I was at the premiere here in Atlanta when you first premiered it.
Yeah.
There were people standing up in the back of the theater that didn't even have seats to see it.
That's dope.
Were you surprised at the outcome that it had here?
Yeah, man. I'll be nervous. I mean, anytime I'm doing art shows or any kind of event, I'm nervous. That's my fear. I really don't like to be in front of cameras, and I don't like to be in front of people. And it's a little phobia I have, but I gotta man up, shake it off, and not be scared of it. And when I see those people there, it just made me feel way more comfortable. Because those people that, you know, even if I don't know them, I know they're there for a good reason. It was good, it's good energy. You can feel good energy in the room, so it made me less nervous, you know. Right. And I was just more afraid that people weren't gonna show up more than anything, you know. Like, oh man, because if they didn't show up for Atlanta, then I didn't think the other cities would show up for their screenings. So.
Right. So even with all the other screenings that you've done and seen of your own movie, are you surprised at the outcome that it's receiving by the people? Yeah,
man, because you never know how people are gonna receive something. You know, it might be good to you, and it might be good, you know, to the people who are doing it, but you just don't know the outcome of it. When AJ was doing it, we just didn't want it to. We didn't want it to be over people's heads, that people didn't relate to it. So we tried to keep it in the middle ground where you didn't have to be in the tattooing to appreciate the film. You know what I'm saying? Like, you looked at the film, you don't have to have a tattoo on your body. You might think it's you totally against tattooing and body art, but you saw the film and you respected the culture. And I don't think you could lead this film without, even if you're not into tattooing, without respecting these artists and their lives that they gave us on this film.
Okay, definitely. Now, you've been tattooing all across the nation and across the world, actually. Is there somewhere that you didn't tattoo that you would like to go and see?
Yeah, man, I love to tattoo in Tokyo. Yeah, Tokyo, and I would love to tattoo in Brazil. Those two places, and Africa, of course. I would love to go to Cape Town, or just anywhere, man, in Africa. Just to touch the motherland and tattoo your people where you come from would be dope. And then in Japan, just because their appreciation for culture, period. Just from people I know who went to Tokyo and Japan, it was just like, man, it was they appreciated us a little bit more than in the Eastern. On the West, so it was like, man, it was pretty dope. It's something I got to experience. And in Brazil, just because of the culture and the beauty of it, I just love to go down there and tattoo and just to leave my mark in that land. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to conquer, as a tattoo artist, you want to conquer as many cities as possible. Leave your mark in that city. So, yeah.
Okay. So on the movie, is there something that you say, if anything else or if nothing else, I want them to get this out of the movie?
The number one thing I want people to get from the movie is probably to appreciate the mind and the sacrifice of our artists. I really respect people who do stuff that I can't do. I can't do that. I can't. I understand people who build cars, and build engines and do all this stuff. I can't do that. I respect that. And then I got people, and I know like firefighters who got the courage to go on a fire and save people. Could I have the courage to go on a fire in the house and save people? So there's certain things that I respect. So I want people to respect these artists because they're doing something that most human beings cannot even comprehend in their mind, to create something out of their imagination and to make it physical for the world to see. That's beautiful, that's powerful. So that's the number one thing I want people to appreciate, like the art and sacrifice.
Wow, definitely. You blew me away with that. I like that. Well, you do a lot of things and you've been a lot of places. Is there like maybe a group of people that you said, well, I would like for my movie to get to this area because I think they need to see it the most?
It really reached some good places, man. Of course, my hometown was definitely the most inspirational. Like, I really want my film to reach home, more than anything because I'm from there,
Right.
But maybe the majority. I just want the majority of the major cities, like your New Yorks and your LA, and just the major cities. I wanted it to be really concentrated because those are the ones that have these young black tattoo artists coming in, and a lot of times they're doing it wrong. And I just thought, once you see this film, it ain't no way you can leave without some kind of change of learning something. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I wanted to reach everybody, man, as much as possible. But my hometown is a special place for me. So I wanted to see home because if you notice in the film when they shot, my scene was shot, I made sure I reflected both sides of my hometown. And so people can have a better understanding where I come from. I came from struggle, but at the same time, I grew up around beauty. And I appreciated the both sides of that, So I wanted to show both sides, the struggle. You seen your projects in Asheville, and then you seen the beauty of downtown Asheville, the mountains and stuff. So it's not all bad, and where you're from. A lot of people would look at the negative, but I always looked at the more positive thing. It wasn't always positive living there, but I always seen the beauty of it and what it could become.
Definitely. I like to keep the interviews, short, because people don't like to watch a whole movie.
You can always break them down and then pick 1, 2, 3. You can always do that. No, you can do that.
So what I want to do, just to end it off, you can go ahead and give out whatever info you want, your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram.
Yeah. So people out can reach me on Instagram, Miya Bailey, on Twitter, Miya Bailey. Everything really is my name. I'm on every social network. YouTube, Miya Bailey. Facebook, Miya Bailey. Twitter, Miya Bailey. And Instagram, Miya Bailey. And I got a website, MiyaBailey.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is my last question for you. What made you keep your artist name the same instead of trying to make up something like a stage name for you?
Well, I used to just go by Miya. You know, I was always deep in the Nation of Islam, so I was like, man, using my slave name and all this shit. So I was like, man, you know. But then after my grandma passed away, and people with the same, I had some strong people with this Bailey last name, man. And so, like, really, I represent. When I say Miya Bailey, I represent all the Baileys. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandmother and all the great women and my uncle and all the people that helped raise me to be a man. So it's in homage and praise to my family, man. You know, people just call me Miya. It's cool, man. But Miya Bailey is, I'm representing my tribe, my family, where I come from.
All right, cool.
I'm not no higher than nobody in my family, so I just want to play my position, represent my family in a way that, you know, that everybody look at us like, yeah, that's a Bailey. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying my best to do.
Man, I definitely appreciate the time and the interview, man.
Thank you.
No problem, man. We'll get back to y'all.